data type is nothing but set of characters ended with a special symbol or special character \0, which is treated as a null character in C language. So, and string is always written within double quote. String is written within double quote. If I write now, let me say that a character A with single quote, it is a character. But if I write down same A with double quote, this A is treated as a string of characters. And the string will always be ended with a null symbol, which is \0. And adding a \0 has different advantages, will come one after another. Now look at this. Suppose we have a declaration like this, char name 8. I assign here 8 number of characters, 7 number of real characters, hustlers, and ended with a \0. So in the 0th index position, we'll have the character capital H, then capital A, and in the position 7, we'll have \0. So this character array can be considered as a string over here. Okay. The same assignment can be written in another way, like name 8 and hustlers inside double quote. If I assign a string within double quote, by default, automatically \0 will be inserted at the end of the strings after R in this case. We have another option of declarations. If you are not able to count how many characters are there in hustlers, then you may not write down this 8. You simply write down name bracket. If you write name bracket, automatically it will go on counting these characters and store it in the array. Okay. Then look at this. We define 2 character array, name and city. Whether the character array is used as a string or simply character array, let me see this. I wrote char city 9 inside double quote New York. It's a valid string. Valid string means at the end of the string there should be a special character \. But if I write down char city 9, individual character have supplied New York like this without inserting an explicit \0. It is set of characters, but not a string. Thirdly, I can also define like this. Online student, is it audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If I write down city 9, New York at the end a \0, it's a valid string. So which one seems to be better for a string? First one or third one? Possibly first one. We all prefer this. Need not write explicit \0, need not write so many single quote with a single double quote. I will start this. And rather the first one, somebody may also write char city only empty brackets. Empty bracket will automatically go on counting how many characters you have given, need not to count 9 or 10. Understood it? So this is a valid string, but the last one is not a valid string. Now, so when we want to, previously we have seen how to read a character, how to read an integer, how to read a float, how to read a set of integers, means integers to an array. In those cases, we write basically a for loop, or the standard may be executed repeatedly. But in case of a string, to scan a string which consists of a set of characters, I need not scan the character, I'll write on %s to scan the whole string. So in place of %c, if I'm writing %s, it will scan the whole string ended with, and I must supply after this comma normally the starting address of the first character. or the first character address where from the string will be stored. Understood? Address of the first character from where string will be stored. I can have an array of 50 characters. Define an array of 50 characters. Let me come back to the previous slides. Write down name, sir, CHAR CT50. Write down on your copy. CHAR CT50. Have you written it? What is the address of the first character?
0.
CT0 is the first character or address of the first character? What is the address of the whole string? Ampersand city, write down on your copy. What is the address of the first address of the whole array? Ampersand. Have you written it? Ampersand city is address of one character or multiple characters?
Whole array,
Multiple characters.
Multiple characters. If I put a star, it will be converted. Write down
One
star
character.
of ampersand city. Star of ampersand city is address of the first character.
First.
And star of ampersand city can be written as only city.
City.
So what is the address of the first character, 0th character?
City.
Understood it? What is the address of the 5th character available in the index position 5? City
City
plus
4.
for 5th. If I say in the index position 5, it is city plus no. Index position 0, index position 1, index position 1 holds the second character. Index position 0 holds the
First character.
that way. If I say in index position
First.
5, what is the starting address? City plus 5. No, city plus 4 is basically the 5th character. Yes or no? Let's not confuse. City bracket 0 is the first character or not? Available in index position 0. City of 1, index position is. So what is the address of the index position 5? City plus
5.
Very good. So I will supply here address of normally the first character, or I can supply address of any positions. If I supply address of any position as city plus 5, write down city plus 5. Suppose the address position contains city plus 5 and I entered New York. Will n be stored in city of 0 or city of 5?
City of 5.
Very good. City of 5 is the correct answer. Sanindya, correct.
Yes, sir.
We will start from n will be stored in city of 5. Understood or not? And from there it will be storing New York. So E will be stored in
City of 6.
city of
6.
6. Very good. Understood or not? So in the right hand side we will supply address of one character or starting address of the whole array.
Starting address of whole array.
Whole array.
No, read it.
Address
read it
of only
clear.
one character.
One character. Read it carefully. Address of the starting character position in the array. Understood it or not? Understood? Very good. All of you. All, yes, you. All of them should come here. All of them. Bring. You all, yes. All, come here. यहीं पे all that same group. Keep your laptop there. Stand here. I never compromise in my quality of teaching. Do remember this. Do remember this. And anybody will try. Where I have to compromise in my quality of teaching, I will not tolerate. I tolerate everything. Only one thing I do not tolerate in compromising in my quality of teaching. Remember this. If you don't want to attend the class, don't come to my class. If you don't want to listen, need not to come. Hey, stand here. हट जाओ थोड़ा लोग देखेंगे. Okay, and that has never happened. I have been teaching for last 15 minutes. I am finding you are gossiping among yourself. Why you are coming here? If you are not interested, don't come to my class. Stand here. Listen. So again, I'm saying scanf percentage S will scan one character or a string of characters.
One.
Even if we do not enter \0, by default \0 will be inserted automatically at the end of the strings. Yes or no? And we need to supply the address of one character. Whichever character position I supply, from there the string will be stored. Not necessarily string will always be stored from the index position 0. Had I been written here city, it would have been stored from 0th position. If I write city of 5, it will start from the position city plus 5. It would have been started from the index position. Very good. With this understanding, let's say I wrote char str10 percentage s. I do write str. The string will be stored starting from which position? Str of
0.
Very good. Str I wrote without ampersand because str itself is the address of the 0th character. Yes or no? Is ampersand str is address of 0th character or str only?
So whole string.
Whole address.
Percentage str is of whole string.
Whole string. The value may be same. String, the index 0th character and the whole array addresses are same. Yes or no? Baap beta jaise hain. Addresses are same. But when I write ampersand str, it signifies address of the whole array. When I write str, address of only. Very good. Look at this. I could also write scanf percentage str plus 5. If I write str plus 5, the first character which I will be giving, maybe I will be giving a New York, n will be stored in the position str of. Very good. Very good. Look at this. Very important point. You'll never get this information in any of the book. Let me tell. The mistakes of writing two consecutive scanf statement to scan characters. Mistakes of writing two consecutive scanf statements which scans two characters. What mistakes occurs? Try to understand this. Suppose I wrote the first scanf statements. Look at this. I wrote the first scanf statements. I can write anything, ampersand, let me say A, and here ampersand, let's say B. Suppose I'm giving a character X. After getting the first scanf, I'll be giving X or not. Immediately I'll press enter. Then X will be assigned to the variable A. Yes or no? And you will not be able to see. The cursor will immediately be displayed, which will be scanning the character B, and your enter key will be scanned by the character B. You wanted to give two characters, maybe first X, then enter, then Y. You wanted. But once you give X, then press enter, X will be scanned by A, and enter will be scanned. Enter is a character. Enter will be scanned by B. So will you be able to scan the proper character? So that is why we must take some precaution when we write two scanf statement consecutively to scan characters. If you are scanning, let's say integer, I am writing scanf percentage D. I can write down two scanf consecutively, absolutely no problem, because in case of integer, if I write down 20, then space, then 30, then it will take the first integer as 20, second integer as 30. But in case of a character, is it applicable? I'll write down X here, then a space, then Y. Then space is also treated as a character or not?
Yes.
Space is not
Yes.
treated as an integer. Yes or no? Space is not treated as a. That is a mistake will not occur if I write down multiple scanf statement for integer or floating point variable. But a problem will be arise if we write it for. Now the question arises: if this is such, I want to input two characters, then what should I do? I must write down two scanf or not? So in that case, what I'll do, I'll suggest you to insert one false scanf statement in between these two. Meaning is like this. I'll write two scanf statement. Okay. Here I'll write on ampersand A, percentage C, Here I'll write down my original scanf statement percentage C and ampersand B over here. And in between these two, I'll write down a false scanf statement percentage C, some ampersand, let's say whatever character I'll write anything else over here. Let me say it is Z. I want to give X and Y. I'll press first X. Where X will go? To which variable? Oh, very good. And this enter will go to
Z.
Z.
and then if I write Y, Y will go to B or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
you need to insert a false scanf statements in such a situations. Remember this. So with this, we'll not make mistake in future. So let me say I want to scan two variable A and B. My CH is basically a false variable. I could write scanf percentage C ampersand A, then scanf percentage C ampersand B over here. Then will I get the correct data in this case? Who will
No,
not
sir.
get the correct data? A or B or
B,
both?
B, second
B.
one.
So what I should do? I will write scanf percentage C ampersand CH, false entry or not. I have one small question here. Sir, इसमें तो ज्यादा variable use हो जाएगा. Yes, correct. Can I write down ampersand B? Will it work? Yes. First B will be assigned to enter. Then B will be assigned to the original character. Yes or no? Then I will work with the original character or not. If you don't want to use a third variable, yes or no, you can do this. So the false entry enter key will be nullified over here. Understood? Very good. ऑनलाइन सानिध्य समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है?
हाँ सर.
हाँ ठीक है. Look at this. Stamp हो गया print. Same ideology. In case of print, will write down percentage S and address of one character. Address of. So whichever character address I supply, it will go on printing from there till it comes across \0. Till it comes across doesn't mean that where the string ends. Normally where the string ends, but in between somewhere if I have a \0, it will also go on printing till \. For example, we have a string. Many are laughing. Yes, very good. The name I have written, you must understand. I don't write my name. You know who is Dr. Akshay Samanta? Yes, sir. Yes. So then I wrote his profession, eminent social activist, \0, then educationist. Look at this in these strings. In the first string at the end, it will insert \0. In the second string, if you go to read it, will it have one \0 or two? Two. One at the end, one explicitly inserted in between. And look at this. Suppose I want to display the name. If I write down this, it will go on printing Dr. Achyuta Samanta. If I write down name plus 5 or name plus 4, the 0th character are 1.2 space 3 and A starts from name plus 4 or not? है कि नहीं? क्या print करेगा? Dr. Achyuta Samanta or Achyuta Samanta? Very good. It will go on printing up to this. And suppose I wrote profession. Will it print social activist and educationist, or it will only print social, eminent social activist?
Eminent social activist.
Yes. But if I delete this \0, it will print. Understood this or not? Suppose I would have written prof plus 10. It would have started printing eminent or some character which is pointing to the position 10.
So another character at 10th
Another
position.
character. Very good. I wrote it. Then another option to scanf is get s, actually get string. Get s full form is like this, get the whole strings. In this case, you need not write down percentage s. You will only write down the starting address. Otherwise, the syntax is same. You will only write down the starting address. Then puts also same way. Need not write down percentage s. The starting address you will supply. You will go on printing till it comes across a \0. So library functions, you can also make use of it. Okay. But you always supply the starting address. Gets str. It will scan the whole string or not? You can also write down puts. Str plus 5. Will the string be started from str of 0 or str of 5?
str of
Str of 5.
Very good. Now look at this. There are many ways of scanning the screen. String. Let's say I have a string Kingsman, P of 20. I0, I can scan it by using a while loop or not, just like an array. And after coming out of this, I may write down \0 at the end of this or not. I can also write down in another way. Look at this. Pi is not equal to \0. I'll go on printing it. I told it because, do you see the red color Pi? दिख रहा है कि नहीं दिख रहा
Yes,
है?
sir. Yes, sir.
अच्छा, कौन सा अच्छा लग रहा है? ये लिखना अच्छा लग रहा है कि ये रेड कलर लिखना अच्छा लगता है?
Second one.
सर रेड कलर में तो मार्क कम मिलता है, फिर आप रेड कलर, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So P of I, understood it? When P of I is \0, when P of I is treated as
0.
will come out of this. If Pi is other than \0, any other character, is it true or not? We'll go on executing it. Understood? सर ये तो लूप में आप डाल देते, नहीं बिना लूप में भी करेंगे. We'll do it without loop. Look at this. I can only write down printf percentage %p or not. Multiple ways are understood or not? Very good. Choice is yours. Now write down first program. We will copy a string from a source array to a destination array. Write down. दिख नहीं रहा. We'll copy a string from a source array to a destination array. Is the question understood? अरे यार सर, क्वेश्चन समझ में आया कि नहीं है? There is a string available in an array. The name of the array is source. I wrote it src. We will copy the whole name to another array. The destination array name is dst. Understood up to this? Look at this. I will declare a variables, and we have two array like this. Assign index I to 0. I is pointing to the first position of the string. Then I'll write a while loop. Every time 0 character will be copied to the same position of destination 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go on copying till I come across \0. And when I get \0, I'll come out and copy a \0 at the end of the destination. If you look at the picture, look at this. Suppose my string is hello. I have a source string consists of 100 characters maximum. Destination also hundreds. I took an मैंने I को character declare कर दिया. I normally we declare it as int. But if I have a character array, why should I write int I? Because character and integer can be declared interchangeably in a programming language. Do remember this. So need not write a separate statement like int I. I can declare I as a character whose value is initialized to a character or to an integer. Value of I is initialized to a character or integer? Integer. 0 is an integer or character?
Integer.
Very good. But this 0 is an integer or character?
Character.
Did I write this only 0 or not? So 0 means integer, 0 is initialized. Understood or not? Very good. So now we have to, can you enter the source string by writing scanf?
Yes,
Then
sir.
my loop will start. My loop will start while srci is not equal to \0, is not equal to \0. My destination will be source I or not. And after that, my source I will be increased by 1 unit. Every time after copying I am increasing I by 1 unit or not. Look at this. And when I come out, achha, with this while loop, are you copying \0? So when I come out, I will copy my \0 over here or not. DSTI assigns to \0. Do you understand why I wrote DSTI assigns to \0?
Yes, sir.
This is not copied in the while statement. Yes, and understood, Rosni, understood?
Yes, sir.
I can now print test. Okay. Look at this. Can I replace the statement like this? थोड़ा देखो इसमें, थोड़ा देखो इसमें. ये लूप को मैंने हटाया. This statement also I replace. I wrote it like this way. Let's try to understand. DSTI assigns to source I. Understood or not? अरे कॉपी में लिखो I equal to 0. कॉपी में लिखो. I assigns to 0. Copy में लिखो. If this statement is executed, what will be the value of DST I, DST 0? H. Yes or no? After that, I will remain as 0 or it will become 1. 1. Now, when we write an assignment statement, H is returned. If H is returned, is it treated as a true or false? If it is true, will you come out or enter to the loop? In this will go on executing, and whenever you after copying O, your I will become point to this, then I will copy backslash 0. The moment you copy backslash 0, treated as true or false, will come out of this. Understood it? Yes or no? Next question. Find the length of a string. बहुत दर्द हो रहा होगा, उससे दर्द ज्यादा मेरे को होता है जब तुम डिस्टर्ब करते हो क्लास में. लेट मी टेल इट ऑनेस्टली. व्हेन आई टेक ए क्लास, इफ एनीवन डिस्टर्ब्स मी, तुमको जितना भी दर्द हो रहा है ना, उससे बहुत गुना ज्यादा मेरे को हो रहा है. कभी टीचर बनोगे तो पता चल जाएगा. यहां पसीना आता है, ठंड में तुम लोग बैठे हो, मैं भी बैठा हूं उतना टेम्परेचर में. आगे मेरा शरीर देख लो, तुम्हारा शरीर खुद प्रेस कर लो, पसीना आता है इधर. इतना आसान नहीं है पढ़ाना. ये ऑनलाइन बोल के मैं कुछ देख के पढ़ाता हूं. एक ही चीज में देखता हूं क्लास में, रोल नंबर्स. उससे अलावा मैं कुछ नहीं देखता हूं क्लास में. कोई भी सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाता हूं, एक चीज देखता हूं, रोल नंबर्स. वो भी इसलिए देखता हूं, सीरियल नंबर नहीं है. पहला रोल नंबर 39, अगला रोल नंबर 52. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई ओनली सी द रोल नंबर इन माई क्लास, नथिंग एल्स. ये स्लाइड बनाना पड़ता है ऑनलाइन के लिए. आ जाते हो, गप्पे मारते, सोचते बहुत आसान है पढ़ाना. कभी आके पढ़ाओ, फिर पता चलेगा. Look at this. We will find out the length of the strings. Okay. Declare variables. str 100. I assigns to 0. अब कुछ लोग बोलेंगे सर यहाँ पे I क्यों लिए? Character could have been taken. I could have taken char I comma str also. Assign a string to the array. Can you assign a string to the array by writing a scanf statement? Percentage S?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. We'll start our loop. Look at this. Brother लिख दिए. So while stri not equal to backslash 0, when stri not equal to backslash 0, I'll go on incrementing my I by 1 or not. And when stri assigns came out to be backslash 0, I'll come out of this, and that will display my length of the string or not. Understood? Now look at this. Again, look at this. I can initialize I to -1, and I will write a single while statement. While plus I, when I run it, will it be executed for str -1 or str 0? 0 से लेकर str 0 capital B, is it null? It will go on incrementing I by 1 after another. When it will stop? When it will come across?
0, backslash 0.
When I is 7, content is backslash 0, yes or no? That time will come out or not? Understood? Next question. Finding frequency of a character in a string. Given a string is an input, a character is also input. You will verify how many times the character है. इधर खड़ा हो, इधर आ जाओ, आगे आ जाओ. नहीं, बहुत आराम करना. कोई बात, ये कोई एंजॉय प्लेस नहीं है, पिकनिक स्पॉट नहीं है. मैं पहले से बोल देता हूँ, खड़ा होना भी सीखो. Okay. Now, character will be input. We'll find out how many times the character is repeated in the strings. Understood it? Same type of questions. I'll declare variable, the array is B. I declare ch as a character variable, I is as a character variable, count is also a character variable. Count is also a character variable. Understood or not? But I will be using it as a character or integer?
Integer.
Very good. Now I enter the strings. I get as function. Now I enter the character. Both. Input is the string is the input and character is also the input. Now I'll count it. Look at it, it's very simple. I wrote V while Vi, I am not putting a not equal like this. While Vi, when we come out of this, when Vi is equal to backslash, will come out of this. Yes or no? I'll go on counting before that or not. So while Vi, if Ch double equal to Bi plus plus, if this equal to Bi, then my count will be increased, and after execution, I will be increased by 1 or not. Understood it? Then I'll print the number of frequency of these characters. See, how could I replace this if statement? Can I write this without if? Yes, I can write it without if. While B of I count equal to count plus Ch double equal Bi plus plus. When it is equal, it returns. When they are not equal, it returns 0. I can avoid using if or not. I can write a single statement. इसी को थोड़ा मैं बताता हूं. Write down about a comma operators. Write down a comma operators. In C, comma is used as a separator cum operators. अंग्रेजी में भी comma क्यों यूज होता है? Separator है. This is also used as a separator cum operators. Let me write down two expression E1. Sorry. Let me write down two expression E1, then E2, and in between we have a comma operators. So to the comma operator left there is an expression, to the right there is an expression. Let me say the expression is left expression and the right this expression is left expression gets evaluated first, right expression gets evaluated and next, and the whole statement returns the value of the right hand side statement, value of the right hand side expressions. Understood? For example, let me say value of A is 5. I am writing two expression. A is less than 5, comma A less than 10. Is it true or false? No. The whole statement returns the first is false. Second one is true. The whole statement returns which part? Left part or right part? So what the whole statement returns? Understood it? Yes or no? So left hand side expression is evaluated first. Anand, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Right hand side expression is evaluated next. But the whole statement returns the value of the left hand side expression or the right hand side. So this statement returns true or false? Very good. Once you have understood this, look at this.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Sort
in
of.
this, why have we written hash include string dot h? The second.
Oh yes, string dot h get as function के लिए get as function के लिए. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
तो समझ में आया?
हाँ, sir.
हाँ, ठीक है. Look at this. How I have written count equal to count plus ch double equal bi. वो तो हो जाएगा. Then in the right hand side bi plus plus will return the character value or not. And if the character is backslash 0, character is what it returns. Understood or not? If the backslash 0 is not backslash 0, then will it come out or it enters again? Understood or not? Very good. Now you must have guessed. I have written one string hello, one string brother. Let's combine it to hello brother. Or yes or no? There are two strings S1 and S2. We'll concatenate these two strings to a single strings. First string S1 contains hello, second string contains brother. We'll concatenate S2 to S1. Concatenate S2 to S1. Now the S1 string after concatenation will become very good. Let's concatenate. I'll find out the length of the first strings. ये इसीलिए निकाल रहे हैं कि सेकंड स्ट्रिंग को कहां पे कॉपी करें. सेकंड स्ट्रिंग को शुरू से तो नहीं कॉपी करेंगे ना जहां खत्म होगा. So we'll find out the length by writing the same function. I used a, let's see, I wrote a function. S is pointing to the first position, find out the length, and K is 5 or 6, whatever it is. Then, main program to copy. Your length is available in which variable? J. Yes or no? No. While S1 J plus plus. Now, if you see, my J is pointing to this. I is pointing to this. I will copy S of I to this. Copy कर लेंगे. Copy करने के बाद क्या होगा? J will be, I will also be increased. Yes or no? But when we copy, if it returns backslash 0, if it returns backslash 0, the whole statement will return true or false. Will come out of this or not? How long will go on copying it? Till we do not get a
Backslash.
So now you can write this. I assigns to 0, J assigns to this, I is pointing to this, J is pointing to this. Now we'll copy B, R, O like this, and whenever we'll go on copying this backslash 0, will come out of this. कुछ लोग बोलेंगे सर ये तो कंबाइन हो गया, कैसे हेलो बदल पड़ेंगे? We want to give a space in between. Yes or no? If you want to give a space in between, what to do? You make this backslash 0 to null and initialize J to this J plus 1 or not? अरे हाँ या नहीं? इसको क्या कर लें? इसको ब्लैंक कर लें. J इसको पॉइंट किया था ना? J किसको पॉइंट करेगा? The next position to copy it or not? So it would have been hello space, brother. So these are the programs which I discussed. You start writing this. Okay. ये पूरे दिखा दिया ना? पूरे program. Where we have a function also to find out the length of the strings. This is the function, and you could provide a space in between hello brother also if you want. If you do not want also anything you want, you can do. Okay. यहाँ तक करो आज. ठीक है? हाँ, yes. हाँ. यही है. उससे पहले कहाँ था? ठीक है, हो गया, हो गया. ठीक है. So now next week someday you will have again the third quiz. Okay, those who have appeared and scored good mark, your choice is there to appear or not appear.